Good morning, I'm Julia and welcome to my garden. It is Thursday the 1st of October. It's been a while since I've forgotten the date, hasn't it? Hey. It's been a while also since I've made a video, and that is because I've been really busy. So much going on and I haven't been able to give this the time. Also, you know, you get into those bits sometimes where you just lose your mojo. Kind of lost my mojo a little bit, but yay, I'm back. So I have been harvesting. I've not been weeding. Oh my goodness, the weeds in my garden. And I really need to get on with the weeding because I've got some garlic bulbs that I need to get in the ground pretty soon. I'm not going to bore you by filming myself weeding though. What we will do is have a little garden tour, do a bit of harvesting along the way, talk about what's worked, what's not worked. Particularly with the tomatoes, I want to talk about the ones I will be doing again next year and the ones I won't bother with because they've just not been productive enough or successful enough. Or they were just darn well too vigorous and took over the polytunnel, and they were those little currant tomatoes, I can tell you now, not getting done again. Delicious. Well worth the fun of doing it once. Don't bother doing it again, they take over the greenhouse. They're incredibly vigorous plants and you don't get that much tomatoes from them. Well, we're in the polytunnel. There's not a great deal of stuff to report. Got a few, they're getting small now. Look. These were much bigger than this. They're just not going to do much more, I don't think. There's a few up here. A few up here. There's these yellow plums. They're getting much bigger, so I think they'll come to something. But the ones lower down won't. Oh look, there's a lovely big truss of them. They'll be fine. We've got lots of the black ones. Costoluto Fiorentino, yeah. I'm not going to do those again. They're too late in the season for where I live, really. They've not made terribly decent sized tomatoes, and it just now, right at the end of the year, they're putting on loads of babies, but it's too late for them to come to anything. Everything's coming to an end, really. Oh, so sad to see. The Ildi are still producing absolutely tons. We're still picking lots of them. I hope you're getting this. I need to learn my lesson about where to grow Ildi next year. They're hard to get to here on this one. There's still plenty more on there, I'll come back to those. But look at those. There's loads of them. I need to get those in. Costoluto Genovese. Beautiful tomatoes to look at. Again, I don't know whether it's a Costoluto trait. They have had quite a few. Yeah, I'm undecided. Let's call Costoluto Genovese an undecided variety. And what have we got? Oh, those are yellow plums. And they're doing okay. That one's not ready yet. We'll leave it a bit longer. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Just had lunch. The Roma have been fine. That's a funny shape, Roma. I do take them a little bit early. I'm not taking that this early. That one there's ready. They're a funny size, but tomato's a tomato. To be honest, I did harvesting here just a couple of days ago, so there isn't really much to take. Oh, yeah, that wanted to come. Yep. They're lovely, aren't they? Such a pretty tomato. I'll definitely grow those again next year. Those are the Midnight Blacks. And they are being quite prolific at the moment, actually. Whether they'll ripen indoors, they'll be fine. Marmande, yes, I don't think I'm growing those again next year. I do now have a couple of nice tomatoes on them, but only one plant has done anything in particular all the others have been a little bit of a disappointment. And that's not going to do anything, is it? Look at the state of its truss. Loads of them up here. So I might just remove that truss because it does look like it's got a problem going on. I'll probably remove that one. The Black Russians are definitely being grown again next year. Look at those two bad boys. But they have been hit and miss. I think I'm going to cut this down mostly and just let those tomatoes that are down there grow on, because there's nothing higher up and there's no point letting anything develop higher up now. These are on the way out. These are more Romas. Look at the state of my floor. You can tell I've not been in here to clean up for a while. I don't know what to say about the Romas this year. Definitely not as prolific as last year, but fine, not a problem. Look at all this. This is from the this is from something that should... There's a sun gold up there. Let's see if we can get that boy out. I think it just got a bit overcrowded around here. I think that is an ox heart. The currant tomatoes, not happening again. They take up too much space for not enough. I mean, it's like this, you know. We get them, but not very many. And they just darken it too much. And they block the air movement. So they're not happening again. And peppers are probably going to be starting to ripen. And there's a few in there. Back in the greenhouse next year for the peppers. Yellow, that, I have no idea what that was. It went wild. I think it was a yellow plum, but a smaller one than the other variety that's down at the front, because none of its fruits have got much bigger than that. And it just was a little bit bonkers, to be honest. They're definitely coming to the end, aren't they? It's definitely time for me to take them out soon. Nearly time. Look at that, just pulled it off. Oh, there's quite a few red red currants on there that are ready. I'll get those in a moment. Have you seen that? But I still don't think that there's enough to warrant planting them again. San Marzano's definitely doing again. Definitely doing the Golden Delight. No, Golden Sunrise again. They've been lovely. Ailsa Craig's will do again, I think. Mostly just because I've got seeds for them. Of course, the Rafts. The Rafts are definitely going to be getting done again. They've been fabulous again this year. Fabulous again this year. They give me loads of tomatoes. Some big, some small. They're getting smaller now, but they're still producing. So they seem quite fine with the weather as well. That one's supposed to be a Raff, but those fruits down there definitely don't look like Raff shaped fruits. Those are Raff. I would say that one's definitely not Raff. Ildi definitely being done again, definitely, without a doubt. I think I'm not going to do Tigerella again. Although look at all of them. Oh, haha, too close, sorry. That is a lovely truss of Tigerella. But it okay, that was a lovely truss of Tigerella. Well, that one fell off. No, what did I do differently? I don't know. But Black Russian are definitely happening again. I might take those in, actually, and let them finish ripening on the windowsill. Just to be on the safe side. I have started taking out some plants. Wherever there's no fruit left on them, they're coming out. That's what's happened at that end as well. Costoluto Genovese and Raff together. Not a good mix. They're mental. say to that? That's all tomato plants. Oh my word. Now we're just going to hope that the last few days of this season allow the fruit that we've got to ripen up. We're not going for any more fruit now. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Sucker. I'm only leaving a few leaves at the top. I'm going to try and get rid of the suckers. Still in flower. They're still in flower. Oops, took one out, never mind. To move these away from back there, just rest them over here. I don't really want them up there. Yeah, where they could get frosted again if we get a sudden drop in temperature. I just don't know when to stop, do they? Same for that one. I went to tomato. This here is the end of this one, and I've already taken the end off of it today. It was over there. But this fine thing you see here goes all, twists all the way around here, and is this plant back here. Enormous. But it's about to lose a lot of this. There's no point letting these flowers try to do anything. So I'm not even that tomato there, I'm going to take it all the way back to here. It's not going to do anything, is it? Well, I think, oh my god, there's a plant just at the side here that I've just seen the most massive suckers. Let's have a look at that one. I don't think I've done anything with this one yet. You wouldn't think it was October, would you? Look at all the blooms. I think it's this bit of sunshine we're getting at the moment that's brought all these flowers out. I think we've probably done as much as we can for today. It's certainly a lot better than it was when I came in here. I really didn't intend doing this. I'm like that about taking these black Russians off this plant and just taking it out, because I think the green ones that are on there already look like they're not going to do anything. I think I will. And some new ones at the top there though. Ooh. I might give them a few more days, see what happens, because I know we've not got any very cold, like below freezing temperatures forecast now. So I think I'll just leave everything as it is now and see what happens. Yeah, see what happens. Still a lot of tomatoes in here to take in. If the weather forecast says it's, look at the colour of my hands, tomato hands. If the weather forecast says the temperature is going to dip really low, I'll come and take all the green tomatoes in and let them ripen indoors on the windowsill. That's what I did last year. It worked a treat. I got a freezer full of tomatoes from that, so not a problem. I think I carried on eating fresh tomatoes probably right through till December, just from taking from the windowsill as they ripened. And then when I had too many, they went in the freezer. I don't really do green tomato chutney. I'm not a keen fan of chutneys, to be honest. It's just a case of seeing what happens now, really, isn't it? Shall we go and have a look in the greenhouse, finally? Let's take the basket and go and see. So in the greenhouse we have a few sorry looking tumbling toms, but they are still ripening fruit up. So for the moment they stay. My hands. Oh my word, I've got the hiccups. So yeah, tumbling toms, they get to stay for a little while longer. Ooh, ooh, yes indeed, thank you very much plant. Aged plant, but still producing tomatoes plant. Got a green one there by accident. Excuse my hands, that's because of all the work that I've just been doing. Might as well take that one in. These are the Sungold suckers that I took from the original Sungolds that are in the polytunnel. They've got tons of fruit on them and are ripening nicely. This also is a Sungold. I think they've kind of liked it in here, to be honest. We're doing alright for October, aren't we? That's Costoluto Genovese, I think. Not sure if they'll do anything. That's a sweet baby. That just looks, all it needs is a little bit of time. Just a few wintry sunshiny days and it should be okay. Got some Midnight Blacks there. Also doing really well. They'll start ripening soon, I think. If you haven't already started. Not quite. Not yet. Shouldn't be long though. Let's get this basket back up on its... You can tell they're coming to the end because even though I'm watering them, they're not picking up after they've been watered really. But they're still ripening tomatoes, so they can carry on. That's my watering method, by the way. Fill that with water, stick the round bottom hanging basket in it, leave it overnight to soak. And I do have quite a regular routine of it going on. Look at that, look at all these still to come. Let's hope we just carry on getting just this little bit of mildish weather. Whoop. That one's split, but it won't stop me eating it. And so, one in there. Not bad. They do look the worst for wear, don't they? That's by far the worst, and that has been the weakest plant all the year through the season. These others doing alright really. I mean, they're sad. They're sad. They want to go now. They've had enough of this mortal toil, I think. They've been good producers, these tumbling toms. I think I put 3 plants per basket, except for the weak plant, and that was just the 2 plants, I think. So I'm just going to carry on making sure they've got water. They're not happy looking plants, but they're fruit ripening, so who am I to argue? Ridiculously sorry for itself looking cucumber, so that's going to come out, but not before I've got this one away. Excuse me. Yeah, that's not a success. Well, it was. We've had quite a lot of these. It's only supposed to be this size. They're called Pony. I mean, look, down here it's still giving itself a go, but it's no, it's coming out. Doing alright, doing alright. I'll just keep harvesting. I will show you my big disaster. Look at that. We had really strong winds, I think, last Saturday night. I came out the next morning and the window was like this. I need to move that trough from outside, knock it all out and buy a new pane of glass. Oh, that's sad. And it will not be helping me tomatoes if there's any chilly nights. Okay, under the arches. The beans are finally making beans. Just as the frost is about to come. Neck of gold. Suddenly it's starting. Oop, lost one. To go nuts. I've actually now managed to get quite a lot of French beans down in the freezer. But again, just as they're beginning, they're about to come to an end. There's one that tried to get away. These neck of gold stay yellow as well when you cook them, which is lovely. They're doing really well. Wasn't supposed to happen. These are the Greek Gigantes beans. Yeah, they seem to be filling out nicely. And the Cherokee Trail of Tears. That's the Greek Gigantes that's dried out. Let's have a look. Never grown them before, so I don't know if this is too soon for this one to have dried out or not. Oh, look. Hey, that's cool. My first 2 butter beans. Yay. I think this will probably be my last proper harvest of these. I can't see them making too much more. Oh. You know, every time I've told you how enormous these enormous beans are. That's by no means the biggest that I've had off here. I've had them like this sort of long. And that's still very young, very pale, very tender. This one's not quite so tender. Most of them are not that long now though. Still edible. I've not had any problems with stringiness either. I don't know whether that's one of their traits or not, but the Ottos, the Cherokee Trail of Tears. They're going very red, the Cherokee Trail of Tears. It's good to see. I was watching Vivi earlier and she's already harvested hers. I don't think mine is far on as that. Nice bean. We had quite a bad storm through here the other day. Really high winds, and it took down part of my bean arch. So we've got it propped up with stakes and tied up with rope at the moment to keep it up so that these can have a chance. I'm not sure how much of a chance they'll get though. Cherokee Trail of Tears still green on this side. There are some red ones. By no means ready yet. The butter beans, the Greek Gigantes, there are still flowers here. I kid you not. Can you see this? There are still flowers. They're triers. You've got to give them that. Just going to see what happens with them. Flowers up there as well. Looks like I lost half a bean there. I'm not going to rip any of these bean plants out yet. I don't want to risk damaging the Greek Gigantes or the Cherokee Trail of Tears. So even though it's very clear that the Enorma are coming to an end, along with the Armstrong both coming to an end, I'm going to leave the plants in until I've harvested the Greek Gigantes and the Cherokee Trail of Tears. They are starting to brown now, these Gigantes. I can't see another one. I might leave it a bit longer. That one's not quite as brown as that other pod was. We're going to have butter beans, hurrah! Providing the weather, even if the weather suddenly turns, we'll still have butter beans because I just harvest them prematurely. I've got to get in the Bolotto beans as well that are around the back there. I shall harvest those tomorrow. For today, we'll stick with runner beans and French beans, a few tomatoes and a cucumber. Shall I run you through what we've still got in the garden? Still got some carrots. I've not taken any parsnips yet. I'll show you those in my next video. We're doing okay. And I've got buckets of carrots that I sowed the other months. When I took the potatoes out, 4 of the buckets I sowed with carrots, and they are growing very nicely. If there's a turn in the weather, although I know that they're hardy, I'll stick them in the polytunnel because they are in buckets, not in the ground. I got a pile of brassicas that I need to pull out. The beetroots and the chard and the purple sprouting broccoli, because I've got to let it go to flower. I forgot about it. That bed's a bit of a mess, to be fair. Needs a massive weeding. But it does have a few small cabbages in it, and it does have my Brussels sprouts in it. It's getting to that time of day when the midges are coming out, I think. Can't believe the sweet peas are still flowering. I'm not picking any more, they're too small. I'm not even deadheading anymore. I know it's a time when they're going to be gone very soon, so I just appreciate them, seeds and all, for the beauty that they are. This has been really successful this year, these arches. It's a shame it collapsed a bit in the wind. And I do hope, I can see like a shower of yellow beans behind me, and I do hope they get the chance to come to fruition. What you find when you just stood here. But you thought you'd looked at everything and missed. Right, well, I think that's where I'm going to sign off. We've got a nice decent late, early October, it's not September anymore, early October harvest. I'm going to go in, I'm going to blanch all these runner beans and French beans, get them down in the freezer, and the tomatoes I'm just going to use them fresh over the next few days, stick them in the cooking. Still got a load of pumpkins in the ground. I know. Nearly time. It's nearly time. Excuse me. I shall fix my dish of you. Okay. So there's still quite a lot of pumpkins in the ground, but it is nearly time. I'll show you those tomorrow. I'll film again tomorrow, I think. I think the weather's okay tomorrow. I'll film again tomorrow. I'll actually do the weeding tomorrow as well. I've not done it today. Another day without weeding. Oops. And there is a lot to do. That mulch that put down helps. That old horse bedding that I used underneath all the sweet corn, that's made a big difference. Where I've got it thick enough, ain't nothing come through that. So I might do that on purpose and on all the beds. Wouldn't take a lot of bags of horse bedding to do that. It is just wood shavings. We'll talk about pumpkins tomorrow. Right now, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to say thank you for... I've just spotted another bean, sorry. I'm going to say... they're everywhere. I'm going to close these. So I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching. It's been my pleasure as always. I hope I'll see you next time. And we'll talk pumpkins and weeding and brassicas, and I have some cabbages to plant, some onion seedlings to put out, some Japanese onion seedlings, and some more sowing to do, I believe. No, I don't know sowing to do. I've got some fuchsia cuttings that I took ages ago that I've had rooting in the kitchen. We'll look at those, get those into some soil, and put them in a cool place for the winter and see what happens in the spring. All in all, even though I lost my mojo a bit, it's not been too bad, has it? The tomato harvest has been excellent. The beans now are excellent. One thing I won't do again next year is I'm not putting sweet peas here, because I think that's what contributed to the tunnel going. It's going to need some repairing, but I think it will repair okay. I'm certainly going to try to repair it rather than replace it. Reduce, reuse, recycle, as Bob the Builder used to say when my son was watching it. Thank you for watching. It's been my pleasure as always. Hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.